Welcome back to the channel. Necrosassin here. This is part 1 of a brand new Skyrim modding mini-series, and we're going to be building a player home, and I'm calling it the Citadel of Souls. This is going to be a necrosassin themed home. Now if you're wondering what a necrosassin is, and some of you I know regulars to the channel have heard me describe this, but for anyone else is not sure, it's a hybrid build, a necromancer assassin hybrid build. I've been playing this type of character, this type of build for a few years now. I know I'm not the first to do that, but I'm fairly certain I'm the first to use the term necrosassin to describe it. Anyway, this player home is going to be probably going to end up being a little more necromancer than assassin themed, but we'll work some stuff in there, some assassin related things in there. Anyway, let me show you where we are on the map. We are in the marsh of Morthal, or northwest of Morthal, I should say. This is Hjalmarch? I don't know. Anyway, here's Morthal, there's Folgenther, Abandoned Shack, and the Apprentice Stone, Fort Snowhawk. So right here in the middle of the marsh, northwest of Morthal. And our player home is going to be sitting right here. Now I have done some work on it. Obviously the mod's not active right now, so we're going to take a look at the area around here first, and then I will jump out of game, activate the mod, and we'll see what all's been done with it. But we can take a little look from the air. So this little stretch of land right here is where this thing's being built. It's got walls, it's got towers, and it's got a, I guess you would call it a keep in the center of it. But it's not going to be your typical medieval castle. But this is where it's going, right here. Now I still need to do some work on the landscaping, but we'll see that when we get in game. But the walls and the towers are pretty well done. I may have to adjust the elevations of those. It depends on how things play out with the terrain. You can see here, I'm showing this now because it's easier to see the lay of the land without the walls and towers in place. But you can see it's, you know, it's pretty low right here, and it rises up quite a bit up to there. So there's going to be parts where I need to raise the ground level, and there's going to be parts where I need to lower the ground level. I've already removed some trees. There's probably going to be one or two more that are going to have to be removed or relocated. As long as they stay in the same cell, I can move them wherever, because the game has a record of everything that's in the cell. So as long as if there's a tree in the way, for example, one of the walls is right up here against this cluster of trees. So I'm going to have to either mark them as initially disabled, or I'm going to have to push them around a little bit and move them out of the way. But as long as they remain in the same cell, I can move them anywhere. So anyway, let me go activate the mod and we'll see what all's been done. Alright, here we are. This is the front entrance. As you can see, this is not a traditional medieval castle gatehouse, because this is not a traditional medieval castle. But I'm calling it the Citadel of Souls. So, Citadel, Fortress, Castle. Anyway, instead of having a portcullis here, I have something else planned for the entrance. It's those bars that you often find in Dwemer Ruins. You know, you crank on the pull chain and you have all those bars that'll go down the floor or up in the ceiling. So I think I'm going to try that instead of normal portcullises. And I'll have to put a floor in here. There's still a lot of work to be done, but this architecture I borrowed from the Soul Cairn. I didn't even think about this. I was watching some video. I think it was something by Camelworks, just some stuff that's, you know, random soul caring stuff. And I see those buildings and all that stuff in there, and I'm thinking, and it was just before I started this one, I thought, you know, that looks kind of good. I wonder if I can use any of that. And it turns out that it's looking pretty good. But I actually had started building some walls in. I put a couple towers in. I retextured them. I used the Imperial stuff, but I retextured them with the Castle Volkihar texture set. But I like this a little bit better. There's an entrance down here. It's at the same elevation as the other one, but you can see, this is what I'm talking about, how the landscape has to be raised and lowered in certain parts. But we've got a large tower here in the middle and one on the other side, and we've got essentially corner towers, shorter ones. And then we have the front of the building. This building does not have the back on it yet. It's mostly just a facade, but you know, we got a couple of nice braziers and a couple of gargoyles keeping an eye on things. Got them a nice little perch to sit on. And I put a red light source there in front of the door. I think it gives kind of a nice creepy vibe. Not that I'm trying to make this place creepy, but it's probably going to end up that way. There's still, you can see over here, there's not much on the back yet. This part I haven't got to yet. I just finished putting in the walls and towers. And I've got stairs in here. We'll get an aerial look at this in a minute. But I got stairs in here because the plan is to have some skeletal archers on here. And they're just going to walk back and forth, patrolling the tops of the walls. So I give them some stairs so they can get around this place. There's that cluster of trees I talked about. You can see that one's actually in the wall. But we can go around the entire circumference of this place on top of the walls. So I have skeletal archers patrolling here, ready to take out any threats that come close. Alright, let's do a quick aerial tour. So you can see it's not a rectangle. The walls actually are angled a little bit. I got some flickering right there. Okay, I got some stuff I gotta fix. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that need a little bit of tweaking here and there, but I like how this is coming along. I'm probably going to start on the landscape as soon as I finish the rest of the building, which it's kind of funny. I like how it looks in front, and then you go around the back and say, "Hey, what happened?" It looks like one of those Hollywood sets, you know. But I've got stuff planned for here in the center. I don't want to say what it is yet. We'll have to watch future episodes, but I got some neat ideas for things right here in this area. Might try to squeeze in a little stable somewhere, and I'm thinking maybe probably put some archery targets and a couple of practice dummies in there. You know, for the whole assassin thing, because you got to figure assassins are going to want to, you know, hone their skills, their weapon skills. But this is it. You can see it's not, like I said, it's not a perfect rectangle. I didn't want to go with a perfect rectangle. I thought that was boring. So I put a little bit of an angle on it, and it looks pretty good. I like how this is coming along. It's looking a lot better than what I had initially started with. And it's got a little bit of that soul cairn thing going. And that really is about where we're at right now. I've not done anything with the interior yet. I'm still, on paper, I'm still kind of rough sketching how I want the layout of the interior to go. And not getting very far at all. But I think what I want to do is finish with the grounds in here. Finish the exterior, finish the building, I've got to do some terrain textures. I've got to get rid of some things like that stump and that rock over there, and probably that rock and a few of these plants, and then put in my own stuff, and then do the nav mesh, and then probably after I got that done, then I'll add the skeletal archers, and hopefully by that time I'll have the basic concept for the interior done, and I can start working on that. That's going to be even more time consuming than this. This one took me about 3 or 4 days just working on it, a couple hours here, a couple hours there, so it didn't take too long actually. So quite pleased with how this is looking. This is really close to what I had pictured in my mind's eye, which is really, really, really important to me, I think. You have an idea, hopefully a really good idea of what you want your house or your mod or whatever to look like, and if you stay true to that and find the right pieces to make that happen, then you'll be a lot happier with the results, I think. But that's just me. So this will all be nav meshed in here as well as those stairs. So if any of the creatures that I have patrolling the ramparts there need to come down the stairs and beat up something, they'll be able to do that. I may have something out here wandering around too. Maybe a couple of somethings wandering around. I don't want to say what yet, but I may have a couple things wandering around the grounds here. Just keeping an eye on stuff. Oh, we need to see what this looks like at night. What time do we have here? Okay, let's give it 6 hours. I think ought to look pretty good. Nice creepy vibe going. I may have to turn down the brightness on those fires a little bit. Maybe make that light source in front of the door just a tad brighter. Not too much though. I kind of like that faint red glow there. I increased the radius of the light sources above those fire pits and increased the brightness a little. Maybe a little too much. But that's it for now. I'll get back on it and start work on the landscape. There's a lot to do there, and I got some really good ideas. So until next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you in part 2.